Welcome back to Markets on Fire, the Pokemon news segment that's only slightly intoxicated. I am joined today by Charlie from Cardonomics, all the way from Down Under, and Colin from the Poké office. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Cheers to that. Charlie, it's like 1:30 in the afternoon. What are you drinking, my friend? What do you got in your glass? Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, I can. I'm just got.
What are you?
I had your video playing on YouTube on the background here, so I was hearing you twice. So well, my bad.
That's all good. No worries. What, Charlie? What drink have you got? What is it?
Yeah, I had a bit of an echo there. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just on some Blackwater, mate. It's the local product here in Australia.
Is it alcoholic?
It isn't. No, not a big drink.
You're on my channel. We gotta be drinking. Colin, what do you got?
Well, I just cracked open a Mountain Dew Major Melon Zero Sugar.
Oh, very nice.
Which is the sponsor of the Poké office.
I like that a lot. Yeah, you're moving up the ranks there. You got to get these drink sponsorships going. Yeah, all these card stores. It's no good. Like get the big bucks out there, guys. Get the big bucks up there. Welcome everyone who's joining. Really appreciate you coming in. So Maxwell, I see you there. Zard Lurkin, Inept Card Collector. What a legend. You guys are all legends. Adam A, everyone sell. The market's going to crash. Jimbo, Matthew, Gregory, Trev, the Bagel Master's here too. Oh, we're in for a good night. And iFOMO too. True. So guys, I understand there's a boxing match on. Rocky Balboa and Mike Tyson or something are playing. So yeah, hopefully you guys are able to watch that a bit later. There's 3 openers, someone said, so it's not quite yet. I don't know if you saw this, guys, but Jake Paul is actually going to be walking out. You know how Logan Paul had the Charizard around his neck? Jake Paul is going to be walking out. He's going to have the Hyper Rare Gold Pikachu from Surging Sparks around his neck, PSA 10, because he couldn't pull the SIR card. So there you go.
Wow. The jokes are through the roof tonight.
Charlie, can you I think everyone knows Colin. He's a friggin' legend. Colin's here for moral support. But Charlie, would you mind introducing yourself to the viewers who might not be familiar with your beautiful voice and face?
Yes, no, sorry, I was just trying to sort out some technical difficulties. I think I had YouTube playing in the background, so I could hear you twice, but it's all sorted. So yeah, basically, I'm from Australia. I run a trading card business, mostly online, but I've been investing in trading cards for the best part of probably 10 years now. So yeah, decided to take the leap to do it full time now, and loving every moment. So yeah, starting my content journey, wanting to share my experiences and knowledge with everyone. So yeah, here I am today, speaking with you two lovely gents.
I love it. You got some product in the background there. What's going on in the back? What you got there?
Oh, this was the office, but there's just too much laying around, so it kind of doubled up as my storage room now. So, yeah,
I like it. So look, Colin has distribution. He works and does his rip and ships and sells product up here. You've got the lowdown on what's happening in Australia though for product being sold out or in stock. Like, what can you give us a bit of a synopsis about kind of what's happening in Australia right now? And we have a very much a US perspective, right? US and Canada. So what's happening down there?
So what I gather, like, it is still kind of early days in terms of like what's happened recently, but each set that's been coming out has been selling out quicker and quicker. And now we're at a point where, sets are starting to sell out, before they release. So because we've only got one distributor in Australia, which is Banda Toys, because yes, Australia is a big country in like landmass, but our population is only around 27 million.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only a need to have one distro here, according to Pokemon. So whatever kind of happens there goes. And at the moment, I think that to avoid, big buyouts or product running out too quickly, they've kind of changed the way they've had to do things, and everything's being pulled off online. That's my understanding, until they can sort of work out a strategy where they can. I reckon they might wean out products so they don't run out so quickly, if that makes sense. That's what I gather at the moment, but we'll probably know more next week. But yeah, definitely times are changing, and stores need to really change the way they do things just because of the climate's change. So yeah, it is a bit of a crazy time, but yeah, we're just going to have to go with that because it's our only option, and just see what happens.
I didn't know that. Go ahead, Colin. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I remember watching like probably 6 to 9 months ago, Michael at Pokéoz was talking about how it's very different landscape than the United States and Canada. Like he was still buying Fusion Strike when it was completely selling out on Pokemon Center and everything here. And then you guys just got Pokemon Center not that long ago. Is that right?
Correct. Only online. Like stock still comes from America or a fulfillment center.
Yeah.
So like we don't have a physical store yet, but it's a step in the right direction, I guess.
But you can order like the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes and.
Yeah. So what happened with Surging? We didn't get a listing until release day, so we didn't actually have it like a pre-sale, and that sold out basically in a few hours, or it didn't take long. So
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So what's in stock right now? There's one distributor, so they can just do they hammer the prices? Do they like hike them up for you guys, or are they pretty fair to deal with?
No, they don't. Like the prices stay the same, but I just think they're kind of in a bit of a panic mode. Whereas, like I think stores that were ordering like a little quantity see the opportunity now. So the climate's definitely changed in an economic sense. So rather than have product available to just buy whatever quantity you want. That's a dangerous sort of thing for the distributor. So they've had to change the way that they release product, is my understanding. So like that's going to definitely change, because like I think there is a lot of stores that might only do like a 1 or 2 cases per release, because before this happened, or before this bull market has come in full swing, there wasn't really great margins in the product. But now that's changed, and everyone just wants to jump on the product, and obviously because there's opportunity to make money. So that's just created this whatever's going on now. So yeah, basically what's happened in a nutshell here.
Is it difficult to? I mean, here basically anyone with a credit card can start, but like, is it difficult to get in with there only being one distributor and then being like, okay, we don't have much stock, or is it relatively easy to get started over there?
Yeah, so like during like COVID times, there was opportunities for a lot of people to get in online stores, brick and mortar. Like that, it was a lot easier to get in, but they took on probably too many accounts, so they stopped doing online stores, and it was brick and mortar only. And I think, like, don't quote me on this, but this is my understanding, that even if you are a brick and mortar, they're probably going to look at what kind of store you are, where you're located, and if you're too close to another store, that might not allow it. So they are the access to that product, just because simply there isn't enough for who already, like the accounts that already exist on their books. So
okay, yeah, that is interesting. Yeah,
so it's really interesting, because I just got my first distributor like a month ago, and now I'm almost in for number 2. Like it's happening, but it's crazy because I had to go through like a bit of a vetting process, because I don't have a bricks and mortar store. So the distributors in Canada still want to only work with bricks and mortars, but because I have like my store online, selling singles, selling my live stream stuff, and already I've showed that, hey, I can put together a couple $1,000s worth of sales per month, a couple thousand. That they're like, yeah, we might be able to work with you, but I don't think my allocation is going to be very good for the near future. Like, I'm trying to spend as much money on crap right down there somewhere. That one, it's hard to do in the camera, but we'll see.
Did you get some Scarlet and Violet building battles? Is that what you got back there?
Those are 4 cases of the Ogre Pawn EX collection boxes.
Hey, they're going to the moon soon. They're going to the moon soon, my friend.
Hey, they're actually a pretty good box. 2 Surging Sparks.
Hey, that's it. Yeah, hey, pull a Pikachu out of them. Didn't you? I heard though, you were telling me you volunteered for the screening process. There was a physical or something that you had to go to, and
well, they wanted me to get naked, and it was weird. But
yeah,
if it's that easy, then yeah,
anything for Pokemon.
I think that was a different kind of license you were trying to get there.
It's a new site that my specific subscribers want, called Only Food or Only Eats, where they pay the YouTube membership to watch me eat live on camera.
I love that. I got to start doing that. I got to start doing the farts in a jar. That's what I got to do. The farts in a jar. That's where it's at. I got to have enough like crazy people now that follow me that'll be like, yeah, I'll pay a couple of grand for one of Rob's farts in a jar. Sure.
That's the retirement plan right there.
I'm ready to.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I'm ready to go into it. So Bagel Master says it's got to be crazy logistically for the Pokemon Company to allocate all of this product. Like I see it like across the world. Like I can't even imagine like being in charge of. I think they do a pretty bad job, quite honestly. Like as an end consumer of getting stuff, but I don't know. It's got to be pretty tough.
There's no question. No question.
That's all right. I just think like even as a business like yourself, like it's great getting into like getting that distro access on new product. And yes, you're gonna have to build allocation because you're a new business. But I think the opportunity also lies in, there's always sales, there's always bargains out there. And I think if you're first to that, that's a good sort of way to build up product for your store to resell. I think you just got to look at, all opportunities as a whole, take a holistic approach rather than just rely on distro. And that's what I've learned. So I think that's just the way it is moving forward.
I think lots of stores, even the people that I buy from before I got the distribution, I'm still going to continue buying from them. And they're also looking for other places to buy from because they're not getting enough from the distribution either. Mm-hmm. There's just, I usually don't watch Rudy at Alpha Investments, but I ended up watching one of his videos recently. And he said something like one of the distributors in the United States that he talked to for Surging Sparks, they got 7,000 boxes for Stellar Crown and only like 3,000 for Surging Sparks. So his opinion is that Pokemon is like intentionally short printing this to whether what we talked about last week to make a play or whether they don't think the demand is there or they miscalculated. Kind of that's up in the air.
I think they're deliberately allocating less, 100%. 100%. I think they are doing that and I think they're telling that like it's like sales 101, guys. I'm sorry, like you build urgency around a product by creating scarcity. You've only got a few left, or it's going to be a short run, right? And I've heard this thing. I actually saw it. I think it was on Pokeson's podcast, S&P podcast, and they were saying like, hey, they got all the card guys together and all the card shops and the distributors, and Pokemon said, we're not going to print as much stuff anymore. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, they said that. So you guys go and buy a bunch more. You're like, oh, you need it. And now, as a guy I talked to in the States, Texas Pokemart, he was saying that he's being offered boxes now at an increased price of Surging Sparks. He wasn't able to get any before, but he's got to take ancillary product with it. He's got to pay more, and he's got to get Scarlet and Violet Build and Battles is what he needs to take for every case he takes. So, yeah, some strange stuff going on there, I think, to drive up the FOMO. But who knows for sure, man? I would love to get my hands on the print logs. Like I said, Virginia at Millennium, I've been trying to nail her down so I can she's the receptionist at Millennium Printing, in case you guys don't know. I've been trying to like nail her down so I can get those secrets and espionage mission, and it's nearly cost me my marriage, but I'm determined. We'll find out exactly.
When you use words like nail her down, I mean,
hey, whatever it takes for you guys. I got to find out how many thousands of cases there were for each print run. Like, I'm here for you guys. Don't worry.
I've got a slightly different opinion if you want to hear it. I don't know.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Again, this is like my opinion. Don't take it, take it with a grain of salt. But I just think that the demand has increased so much. It's very hard to change all the cogs in the system to, allow for that increase in demand so quickly. So I don't think that they've printed less. I think there's going to be logistic issues. It's like not from trading cards alone, but I think a lot of things have increased in like say sales or the production of things going around the world might be clogging the system as well. So like with us, we're getting more Surging Sparks in March. It was originally February, but it's being pushed to March. So that kind of tells me like, yes, there is logistic issues, but as a business, like Pokemon are just there to print as much as they can to sell as much as they can. I don't think they look at, let's, squeeze this market and make them pay more, or let's create FOMO here. I just think they're doing what they've always done. But there's all these challenges that come up and we don't see that we just have to look and speculate what is really going on.
Yeah, I actually think that's more realistic as well. I like to believe the best about Pokemon, but I don't think they have a crystal ball where it's like, yeah, Stellar Crown's not going to do that good, so we're going to print this much of it. Surging Spark's going to be a total banger, and so we're going to short print it to make sure everyone buys up the demand. Like, I don't think that's a thing. I really don't believe that they have that much insight.
I think they know what they're doing. I'm a conspiracy theorist out of the
You
three.
are.
Got to be there. I got to be there. Crypto's in the chat. Hey, Cryptomon, thanks for tuning in, man. He says it's dumb. Print less booster boxes, print more money from ancillary products. Yeah, they're going to have higher gross margins on those ancillary products for sure. Like if they can sell them at full pop. I mean, it's interesting too. I mean, well played Pokemon. If they have booster boxes now on PokemonCenter.com. Last time I checked, unless it's changed today, if anyone in the chat wants to change, but they still have booster boxes for Surging Sparks in stock at full pop, and people are buying them. So people are in a rush to buy them. So well played by them if they got it right on that one. Maybe it was an accident. It was an accident.
Well, either way, the demand, what you said, the demand is just like through the roof. Yeah. Like, I don't think even if they expected the demand to grow, I don't think anyone expected the demand to be this drastic end of 2024.
Things have been surprising. Yeah, I remember a lot of, I mean, myself included, I didn't think it was going to be a banger year for everybody. Like in the economy either. It's been crazy. Like what's happened this year? Just purely in terms of the stock market and all that stuff and the crypto, like it's gone wild.
Yeah, Bitcoin hit an all new high today, I think.
Again, yeah.
Yesterday or today? Yeah.
I've been it's like around that 90 mark and it keeps pushing up and I'm like, okay, go. And Dogecoin too. Oh, I'm loving
Department of Government Efficiency, baby.
Oh, that's it.
So crazy.
Such a troll move. Like such a troll move. I love that. So good.
I honestly think that this is just the beginning. Like this can get a lot more crazy. And I think the crazier it gets, we just think, when is this going to end and how high can it go? And that's when it starts getting really dangerous. So I think we haven't seen nothing yet, which is hard to believe. But I can just see next year just being an absolute, shit show in a sense. So
yeah,
just have to wait and see it unfold. Yeah.
I'm a little worried about new guys coming in that haven't seen this all play out or don't like the COVID stories are just stories to them. And it's like, okay, I'm going to go and buy this stuff when it's at the absolute high. And what could possibly go wrong? Everything's going to be great. So got to be careful.
Rob, there's no losers in Pokemon.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. You always have a physical product, right? It's not like your stocks go to zero. You can't hold it in your hand and smell it, right?
I was kind of being sarcastic, but I mean...
I know you
Well, I guess there's the impatient and the patient as well. So usually the patient prevail in Pokemon. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get to like push those emotions down when there's such price swings and so many people talking about stuff. So I think that's key to being if you are an investor in the space, you got to control that emotion. You got to really think with your head rather than your emotions. So it's very, very hard to master.
It is very hard. I'm a very emotional person deep down inside. So I have to fight that every day. There's a crazy person inside of me that wants to get out. That's why I drink. We'll get through all the comments, guys. I promise. This time I'm not going to.
Back to the important issue at hand here. I feel like I just bought 2 more cases of Surging Sparks, and I paid $195 plus tax plus shipping Canadian per box. First time I paid $150 after tax and after shipping.
Yeah.
So pretty drastic. But even if all the conspiracies are true and they're just trying to play this game where it brings it up to MSRP, let's pretend they reprint Surging Sparks the same amount that we just got allocated right off the bat for Surging Sparks. The demand is so high right now that people are just going to buy it up.
Oh, very
I
true.
really believe that.
True. Look, yeah, I mean, look, it's fun to speculate, right? It really is, because if they do it in March, when whatever it is, Battle Partners or Team Rock, whatever it is that the next one's going to be, and people are all like, they've had Prismatic Evolution, like, are people really going to suck up the supply then? And then, maybe they're not going to buy as much Surging Sparks and they print a bunch. That's kind of what happened with Vivid Voltage, right? They kept bringing that stuff out. And by then people have moved on to Evo Skies and Chilling Rain and feel like that's kind of what happened there. Better sets are coming. But right now, yeah.
I just think that it's going to get that crazy, and I think they can put enough to demand. I think with stores moving forward, like people are too used to having surplus stuff after the release. So, pre-order prices were very low because people knew that, okay, I need more than just order. Now that's all of a sudden changed at the flick of a switch. All of a sudden, stores can actually make money.
Have you got... One sec, Charlie. I think you got a sound issue, unless it's on my end. Colin, are you?
No, I heard that as well. Hard to understand. You're quite a bit static.
Yeah, you got some static going on there, Charlie. Do you want to try? It could be internet connection. Do you want to try hopping out and coming back in the room quick? or if there's something you know on your end. A little bit Darth Vader on that end. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. Just while we're waiting on Charlie there. So Scratch and Sniff Gen 10. Yeah, I hope they do Scratch and Sniffs. I mean, they'd be serialized in theory. And
yeah, a 1 of 1. This card actually smells like a Giratina.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, Giratina would be. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Sorry,
yeah, sorry,
Charlie. What were you saying there? Go ahead. We were joking around about Darth Vader.
Sorry. I was just saying the climate like before this sort of demand come, whereas stores could order like there was surplus of product after release, so stores had that security where it's like, well, I can still order product after, and pre-order prices were particularly low across the board, but now that's changed. You're going to see that pre-order price obviously raise closer and closer to the MSRP price. So I think stores are waking up to that, and it happened very quickly. And I think people are still adjusting to that climate. But those who adjust quicker are obviously going to get on top of it faster. But that's what's happening right now. And I think people are just still like trying to scramble and understand what's really going on. But yeah, that's moving forward for the foreseeable future. I think for the next 1 or 2 years, we could see this. So.
What's a booster box in Australia go for?
Surging Sparks is hitting about 250 to 300 AUD.
Wow, that's pretty high.
Yeah. What's AUD to Canadian right now? Did you get anyone off the top of it?
I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest. But I think we're a bit lower.
Didn't prepare for this. Okay, so it's like 0.91. It's very similar. Yeah, that's not that far off, Colin. I mean,
no,
you're doing good. I mean, once you got tax in, I guess they're a little higher, I would say.
Yeah, it's like going to be 210, 215 per box.
Yeah, that's in the Facebook groups. I mean, that's guys where I do a lot of my shopping. I mean, it's around 210, 200. You can probably haggle someone down to 190 if you're really lucky.
Yeah. And I'm just really working on spending with my one guy that supplies me quite a bit too, because he's in a pinch for prismatic evolution as well. He wants as more of it as possible. So the more he can spend with the distributor, the more he's going to get. The more I can spend with the distributor, the more I'm going to get. The more I can spend with him, the more he's going to give me. Like, it's just trickling down.
Yeah, exactly. We can't just go past a better position created for Pikachu and his fans. And what's Crypto One saying? Buy cases, guys. Every set pre-order. Yeah. So it's actually something I wanted to talk about. I've always found it kind of funny. Well, I guess in recent times, how you've got like Pokemon that print it or Millennium that print it, and then you've got distributors who sell it. And then you've got places like that are wholesalers that then make like whatever they're making, like 1 to 5% maybe, selling it as close to the bottom as possible. And then you've got card stores, and then you've got guys that are flipping it over. Like there just seems to be quite a few layers. And I'm also wondering, like, hey, would they really like to just get rid of that and like have maximum markup on the product? Like, I mean, as a business, I would want that surely. Like if you can have one distributor or several distributors that give it out to big box stores and they sell it at a premium, that's got to be better surely than onesie-twosying stuff all over the place. I don't know what you think of that, Charlie.
Yeah, well, I think there's a few issues. Like even you can see when high in demand products come and big box stores get this product, there's already a line of people trying to snatch it all and resell in the secondary market. And as a distributor, from what I understand, like they want to get this product to the kids and the people that play the game, and the real collectors out there that want to open packs and finish their set. So then you got that, you got to make sure that okay, you can't control it all, but you want to get product in as many hands that are actually there for the right reasons, and that's very hard to sort of monitor and police. So yeah, look, there's a lot of hurdles that you don't see. Again, that's going to be another issue. We've seen it, all over the world, including even Japanese product was a huge issue. And, the Pokemon Center took drastic measures and kept, overprinting everything now. So I don't know if we're going to see a similar situation, if they've even got the capacity to do that, in the Western world. But yeah, it's interesting to see how they are going to tackle that. I definitely think they're looking at it as an issue. But yeah, that's what I see anyway. There are real problems there that people probably overlook, and we're just going to have to see how things pan out.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Rob's trying to nail the secretary. Yes, Virginia. Yeah, hope she reads my Facebook messages. Millennium Printing. Look her up on LinkedIn. She's not that attractive, but Anyway, Bagel Master says, not to get too political or anything, but Cardnomics being from Oz, how do you feel the recent election in the States will affect the Pokemon market? I'm not trying to get political.
I honestly think that all this stuff is just one big distraction. And if you really take that away, like, all this, how much P. Diddy has oil in his basement, like all these headlines coming out, they're just so ridiculous. And everyone's just talking about it. And now we've got the big election, but there's so much happening, behind the scenes that you're missing. And I think if we just kind of, move our eyes away from that, like these things are going to unfold anyway. But people like to put things, like, oh, this has happened, or, Trump's in now, so like Bitcoin's going to pump. My understanding or my beliefs are like it's going to happen either way, no matter who's running the country. But people like to have a reason why things are going on. But I think if you just block that noise out, you're going to have a better understanding of what really is going on. And that's what I try to do. Like I try and block the noise. I look at real data. I don't get carried away with what, everyone's saying or the crowd. Like the real loud crowd is usually always wrong. So that's just the way I look at things. And I try and, tell people, that's the best way to approach things that I've found. And, what everyone does is totally up to them. But I think more than ever now, following the right people that actually give sound advice is probably going to benefit you a lot in the long run. And don't get carried away with, these people with a huge following, telling you to, buy this and hype this and everything and, get on something when it's already, sky high. It's just going to lead you astray. So.
Yeah, I think that's pretty sound advice. Yeah, you gotta stay calm, man. You gotta stay calm. Okay, TCG player for a case of Surging Sparks booster box, 1K now. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, great. Keep it coming. We got some royalty in the chat again, guys. It's Mr. Poké Beard. Thank you so much for joining the GOAT. What do we think of the new SIRs, guys? I'm gonna pull them up. Let's have a quick look. I saw them on my feed today. Some pretty cool stuff. I'll bring them up and we can maybe chat about that for a quick bit. That's a good segue. Beard's keeping us on track here, man. Okay,
finally someone who can actually host a conversation.
It's true. I'm just here to noodle around. Okay, let me share this. We'll get it going. Okay, we got Paldea friends. Penny always she's so emo. I don't know. Anyway, you guys, what are we thinking here?
That one's fine. It is what it is.
I like this one. It's kind of like a Roy Lichtenstein style of Ogerpon here.
I like it more than Twilight stuff, to be honest.
I do too.
I like it more than the Twilight versions.
Well, yeah, there are so many in that one too. I quite like this one. He's like really menacing and evil. I do like this one. Little cheese. This is the one that's getting the most play, I think. The little cheese string head here. He's
my favorite.
doing his thing. You like this one, eh? Yeah, he's good value. He's good value here. This one's cool. The stained glass kind of feel. I like this Dragapult. He's a nice one too. And this is probably my favorite. I think this Ursaluna looks freaking gorgeous. Like
it's super mean.
Yeah, I would not want to pick a fight with that friggin' guy.
The thing that I love about these is that I feel like the evolutions are going to take center stage.
Mm-hmm.
So the lesser special illustration rares are this good. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I agree completely. And we should just be getting started, right? You can help me with the math here, Colin. But what, there's 6 here, plus 6, the 9 that we've 12, already seen.
14 so far on Justin Basil. So
that's 32. Is that what we're supposed to get?
Yeah, less than half. Yeah, it's been revealed.
Less than half.
We better get
still got ARs as well, don't you? Like this is just SIR.
It's going to be ARs.
This is the one I don't particularly like.
This one winds me up a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you. I like the card, but I'm like, we just got a Terrapagos. Like, what's the like? Do we need another one that's this similar? I don't know. It looks okay.
I like agree with you, Rob.
Like, what are we doing? Like, where's Ho-Oh? Where's my Ho-Oh at? Like,
well, you could say the same about like, why are we seeing another Goldango? Why are we seeing another Ogerpon? Why are we seeing another Ursaluna? Why are we not trying to get all 1,000 Pokemon having a special illustration rare?
It's an injustice, is what it is. It is an injustice.
Yeah. It could be game design. Who knows what's going on in the back end of Pokemon, eh?
Yeah.
Crazy. Why is there not a Rob Does Pokemon trainer that gets a trainer card already?
No, they're not into alcohol, I don't think. I don't think they're into that.
Hey, man, it's apple juice.
Oh, other verses in it.
Easy fix.
I think it was quite funny when I posted the Pikachu SIR in my Facebook community and like got everyone's opinion, and it was very mixed. You know, like and it's not going to be for everyone, but I think once that price starts going up, those people that didn't like it start to like it. And I think that's got a lot to do with liking something in today's day and age. But
that's what always happens.
Yeah.
Everybody's slating Twilight Masquerade. It's like, oh man, I love that set now. As booster box is so good. I want to grab a couple of them. Like,
yeah.
So that's human psychology, though. People don't want stuff cheap, and then they're like, oh, it's really expensive. I want to grab it now. It's exclusivity. Glow in the dark cards next. Yeah, I would like some glow in the dark cards. I wish they would never have. Oh, sorry. I wish they would have printed the new SIRs instead of Pokemon that already got. What does this mean? I think I've had too much drink. What does this comment mean? I wish they would have printed new SIRs.
He wants new Pokemon on SIRs rather than pre-printed Pokemon.
I understand now. Thank you, Colin. Yeah, my translator in this evening. Safari Zone dropped SV09 pre-orders for 100 a box, sold out instantly. Terrifying if that's the new normal. Yeah, I put this in a video today. SV09 I thought was Team Rocket, but it's not. It's owned as Pokemon. But anyway, it is kind of weird, and they put this stuff up super soon. I mean, what are we like? So it's March, right? So we're in. Is that 4 months, 5 months away? So we're looking at like usually pre-orders are up 2 or 3 months before. Like they can't. I don't know if they have even know they're what they're going to get from distribution yet, like their allocations. Like when do you usually get your numbers in, Charlie, where you are?
It's only a few weeks before release, but again, I think this is the changing climate that we're going to have to get used to sooner rather than later. And like I do other TCGs, so I'm aware of how other things work. And you know, if you're going to order One Piece or any Bandai game, that's a normal thing. Like 6 to 9 months, you can see it. Pre-orders getting in, or you have to order that early in advance. So it's kind of heading that way now, which is there. It's not something that people are familiar with, and it's going to confuse a lot of people. But I think we're going to start seeing that more and more as the years or the months go on.
When do you start selling your pre-orders?
I'm not doing anything now, so I'm not a big store by any means in terms of like how much allocation I get. Like Colin said, like I've had to try and build that that up with distributors. So, but again, I want to play it safe. I don't want to have to like do pre-orders and then have to cancel a bunch, and everyone's going to yell and scream that I'm the worst, and whatever it is happens on the internet. Like I want to try to avoid that as much as possible. So like now moving forward, I'm just going to wait to 3 weeks before release and see what I've got to work with. And then it's going to sell instantly. It doesn't matter what I put up. I'm not worried about that. Yeah. So rather than risk, that flack online or bad reviews, I'm just going to be patient.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. Don't overpromise. Jesus, I'm behind in the chat, but I like to read. The mic is bad. I think this is when you had the mic trouble. So we're back there. Reset the mic. I think that's good. Okay, what up, fellas? I'm an American living in Australia. I have been into the cardboard since I first played Magic the Gathering in 1995. I have never seen anything like this market. It is bonkers, and everything's up. It's going crazy. So, Charlie, what do you have an idea of like what percentage of your customers are investors versus collectors? Do you have any kind of handle on that, or like you just have no idea?
Yeah, so again, I built a community, or I started to build it based on, collecting and investing. So the majority of my customers is obviously going to be what kind of bait I put out there, I like to say. So like that is the majority, but I do attract, all walks of whatever people like to do with their cards. But, whatever you're putting out there, and especially content's a big thing in today's day and age. So if I'm going to talk about investing and collecting, that's what I'm going to attract. So yes, my main, customer or, clientele is that niche. So, but yeah,
it's blowing up right now. It's blowing up. Stephen Hawking, not Darth Vader. I will not have you blaspheme my James Earl Jones impersonation. Trev,
I think that was me trying to blow into the mic.
Oh, was it you? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
but I'm all cleared up now. Just to double check, I'm all good.
Yeah, you're good.
You are great. Yeah, you're coming through loud and clear. You're sounding great. You just want them trainers. Yeah, I do want trainer cards. I do. I like some trainers.
What's her name again?
Virginia?
Virginia, yeah.
Millennium?
Trainer Virginia. That's going to be the new era. She'll be the front and center.
We'll get those print logs one day, my friend. We will get them one day. Start playing around the 5th edition. I'm passing up. Have a great stream, everybody. Inept, take it easy, my friend. Take it easy.
Thanks for joining.
Okay, what's big news? I got them for 170 Australian here. Got a case of surging at that price, but had to put up cash 3 months ago to be able to get it. Yeah, I'm the same way. I got a case at 145 Canadian. So I paid well in advance, and I was very lucky that the Edgardo, my guy, didn't short me, because he shorted a lot of people. He was really shorted on his cases. All the best Scarlet and Violet sets are the ones with amazing themes. I think the Evolution set all depends on its set. Surging Sparks is an island theme. I think it wins for Scarlet and Violet of the year. Yeah, I don't think there's too much debate around this. I mean, what do you think, Colin? Is Surging Sparks has got to be the set of the year, surely?
Well, what does it have to compete with?
Paldea and Fate.
Shroud of Fable, I like a lot.
Come on, Shroud of Fable's friggin' goated. Everybody loves that set.
Hey, man, I think we could make a play here. If we want to see market manipulation, the three of us, we can get Nostalgianomics on board. We can get Poké, we can get Pokebeard, and just like all the middle tiered YouTubers. Shrouded Fable is the set to buy, ladies and gentlemen. You want it.
I gotta buy Cassiopeia. Pump it. I need to buy a load more. Okay, isn't the most expensive card in that is the Earthen Vessel?
Well, that's the worst part about it, so we need to change it.
It tells you everything you need to know.
Earthen Vessel, yeah. Highly playable gold hyper rare. Hard to pull, too. Yeah, I mean, I like Paldea and Fate. Seriously, I think Paldea
available now on the Pokeoffice.com.
Yeah.
Hey, Masquerade's in there. We had Stella Crown this year, too.
What else? Twilight Masquerade came out this year, and then Temporal Forces came out this year early on.
Came out too. Yeah, we had Temporal.
Was there one more? Was Paradox Rift 2024? I can't remember.
What Paradox Rift was 3, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
would have been November 2023.
Yeah, Stellar Crown we had too. That's it. I'm thinking some Japanese sets, but yeah, the
no, Surging Sparks is miles ahead of the rest. Of 2020.
It's miles out of every set in SV, so it doesn't matter what year you go back to. Like that is the new benchmark for a Scarlet and Violet.
Well, 151 is pretty darn good, my friend. I wouldn't have you besmirch the name of 151.
It's all right. It's my opinion.
No, main expansion wise, for sure. I mean, hey, it's debatable, but I agree. Yeah, I think Surging Sparks it's incredible. Great set compared to the others. Right, what's Flip Fun's got some stuff. They will do it. I feel this is a ransom note we got coming in. You're in the hobby for not long enough to understand what a massive reprint is. What is he saying? Doesn't mean if you enter at 100 to 110, you're at big risk. And then he says, those in danger keep holding heavy bags for a year. Those buying at 150, 160, hold, invest. Thing is not going to. Yeah. So I think I'm reading between the lines of what Flip's saying here. But you're de-risking yourself if you buy around 110 and or $100. There's a little bit of risk, obviously, because Pokemon cards. But for a new set, if you're buying at 150, 160, there is quite a bit of risk there on reprints. But I agree with that 100%. Bagel Master does as well. So yeah, we got it going. Paldea didn't get reprinted because demand is not big. A lot of ETBs still at my Walmart from Paldea. They didn't need to reprint, but Surging, they will turn on the printers. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I thought there was some kind of reprint news around Paldea Evolve recently, but that was just my understanding. It was a restock. They pulled it back from Best Buy and a couple of other big places, so that's what I think we were seeing there. But anyway, so yeah, Colin, you are saying that you think Surging Sparks is number 1 too?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
no question.
Yeah, I think so too. So, Charlie, you're just starting off in the business. Let's say that you're like first few weeks, you're planning out your business approach. What advice would you give to yourself in that situation? Just starting to sell cards for the first time.
Yeah, I think number 1 is making sure you got the right information and you start off, on the right foot. So I think doing things above board and not having to look over your shoulder, obviously, making sure that you're running a legitimate business. You've got all the, you tick all the boxes to begin with, so you don't have to go back and say, well, maybe I did that wrong, or, I'm going to have to watch my back, say for tax purposes and all that. I think that'd be number 1. Make sure you've got the right structure before you go in and take on your business, and know what kind of business you want to be moving forward, like singles, skilled, and whatever. And then I think the next thing is, start building relationships. That's, start working with people, stores or resellers, whatever you can to get product. And, again, I think you touched on it before, Rob. You said something like your guy, stayed loyal to you. And I think that's a big thing when things, become in demand. That loyalty, I'm going to go to my customers that supported me throughout first, when product is scarce and hard to get. So I think that's the number one, like building those relationships and like, making them flourish really is going to be an important thing when you're first starting a business or wanting to, whatever, do a side hustle, which could turn into a business, which is what happened with me. And yeah, making sure that you're doing it the right way is what I'd recommend. But yeah, like I tell everyone, being on multiple platforms, for us, we've only got eBay really and Facebook Marketplace or like local stuff. We don't have a TCG player or anything like that or a card market.
Yeah.
So using everything for what it's for, because everyone will complain, eBay fees are too high, I don't want to be on there, but it has its use. You get worldwide exposure. You can just put your prices up a little bit to allow for that. And all of a sudden you're using a platform for free. It's a great way to start selling cards and building a reputation, because that feedback system is awesome if you do the right thing. So that would be like the place I would start if you wanted to start out.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that as well. I think it's great advice. I remember I had Ketchimal, Dan from Ketchimal Collectibles on months ago, and he's like, a lot of people slam eBay because of the fees, but like what you said, you've got a great reach, you've got eyeballs on your stuff, and you've also got the back end too, right? And that includes the tax documentation, like being able to do a bunch of that stuff. He just prints off the year, and like boom, like there's people that are going to pay thousands of dollars to an accountant to go through and do that stuff. So there's definitely value there for sure. And huge marketplace. Flip says the auxiliary product of pre-surging except 151 are widely available. This is very true, and it keeps getting restocked. They dumped a hard print of 151 at Walmart and Costco. Yeah, like Colin, I don't know if you're on the restock accounts for Twitter or for Celadon on X, but like every other week there are booster bundles back in stock. 10 of them. I just okay, let's get more. Let's get a few more. I'll get 4 or 5 here. I'll get 10 here. Like 100% right. They just keep bringing those booster bundles back, and the bundles just keep going up still. Like, yeah, it's crazy. But the theory from Flip is they're going to do a massive dump on surging. I can't see them doing anything other than that. Like, I really can't. Like, I think they'll go back and do some other sets too. But surging is freaking lights out for them. They gotta print this thing or restock it, whatever you want to say, into the ground. Like 100%. People love it. Uncrowned King, among all the new SIRs being shown recently for Prismatic Evo, Dragapult SR has the best visual for me. It's a cool card. I like the Dragapult quite a lot. So it's a really cool card. Adam, Colin, you can answer this one. How we feel about the 14-pack 151 Blooming Onion box coming next year? It's confirmed.
Blooming onion. Well, onions are one of the 3 devil's foods, in my opinion. Onions, tomatoes, and mushrooms. So I hate it already. In other news, I think it's a 12-pack box, from what I've heard.
So I think it's 12, but hey, whatever. It's got a bunch of packs in it,
and I like it. 151 is goated. So, I mean, more 151. Bring it on, baby.
I'd assume they're just going to blow up some of the existing cards. Like when I first read it, I thought we were going to get new promos, but it's very rare for them to do that. So they would just jumbo card some other stuff. I don't know. Maybe the jumbo card.
I mean, did you all see the TikTok about people fighting for the mini tins at Costco?
Yeah, I did.
Like people, they can't print enough 151. They've reprinted Japanese 151 to the ground, and it's still like the price isn't crazy high right now, but people still want it.
Oh, well, they do. It's actually a good time to buy right now. It just dipped down on Sneaker Dunk. I think it's $62-$63 US is what it's at.
They're printing it again.
Yeah, another reprint, and they're very different in Japan. They pretty much confirm reprints through all the channels. So. Yeah, get Japanese 151, but yeah, people freaking love it. People love it. Hopefully they don't do the other sets, so those that invested in them will win. Crossing fingers for you guys. Yeah, hey, we will see. We will see. Hopefully people just get access to the cards in the short term, and long term it'll all go up. Yeah, Quadzilla's a 12-pack. Yeah, 12, 14, whatever. This set art reminds me of Crown Zenith. Yeah, interesting. Is that for surging or for Crown Zenith? For the other one we're talking about, Prismatic Baker Master. What's a year-end set? Year-end set reprints are normal. Yeah, that's what happens. What about Dragapult EX? Yeah, people love the Dragapult EX. Sorry, guys, I'm always so far behind in the chat. I try and keep up because I really appreciate everyone that joins. We need more Charizard. Quite honestly, yes. We haven't had a Charizard set for a long time now. I mean, Obsidian Flames was before 151. Like, we got to have a Glory of Charizard set somewhere. Maybe Heatran. Is that what it's called? Heatran Arena? I could always. There's this Japanese set that's coming. Heat ran
Arena,
arena.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe that'll get some more Charizard. Yeah, we do need a bit more Charizard in our lives, don't we? Yeah, 12 is still crazy for 151. Question: chances Prismatic will get a Shining Fates treatment, Shining Farts treatment. What do you think, Colin? They're going to print the shit out of it?
Well, they better, because Pokemon Center sold out within hours. Poke posts 300 ETBs and sells out in 10 minutes. The hype is real. It's not just me spouting off nonsense. It's not just Pokebeard's. I don't think Pokebeard ever spouts out nonsense, but
he never does.
He never does. But it's not just YouTubers hyping it up. It's like actually hyped.
Yeah.
Like people, they can print as much of it as they want. It's Eevees. It's evolutions. What more do you want? 32 special illustration rares. People who want to invest, it seems like a great investment. People who want to collect, well, you have to collect a lot of cards because it's a big set and it's a specialty set. So it's going to be expensive out of the gate just because there's no booster boxes. It's a winner all around.
I completely agree with you. And Charlie, what do you think? You think they're going to give it the Shining Farts treatment?
Yeah, well, like I said, the climate's just changed. The demand's so high, we don't even need to see what's in the set. And then we got like the announcement of the SIRs, the Eevees, and everyone knows what's going to be in there in that sense. Then you got the Pokeball Master Ball aspect, which you didn't need, but it's added anyway. So like that's just going to take it right over the top. And like Colin said, they can keep printing these all day, every day, for the next year or two, and it's still not going to be enough. And again, that's a sign of what's to come. I don't think it's going to matter too much what's in the set. People are just going to want all product in this climate, and that's what we got to get ready for. So yeah, I'm just going to give you that warning now. That's my opinion. Like, be ready for something that's probably unprecedented and something you thought you would never see in your life. That's what I think is coming.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. And I think, look, from an I think maybe, Abraham, if you're looking at it from a collecting or an investing standpoint, here's my take. So if you are investing in this stuff, thinking it's just going to go up forever, I think that's a bad mentality to have over time. It's proven that, we'll get gains. It could be longer, it could be a shorter time frame, depending on the set. But if you're a collector, it's great because you get inventory. You're able to collect the cards you love, and I think that's a good thing. And if you're an investor, I like to go into Pokemon investing with the idea that, okay, I'm parking some money here, and like it's a speculative play. I'm assuming it'll go up over time. If more comes out, I'm expecting reprints. I'm expecting restocks. I'm not thinking, okay, like I really hope it doesn't reprint, so I get my money quicker. Like, honestly, like I'm not in a rush to sell this stuff. So it's a good thing, I think, when you get restocks and reprints and look at it as an opportunity. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do a bunch. I mean, looking at the set list, though, already, I mean, I think it's going to be a lot stronger than Shining Farts, what's in there? Like, you got the Charizard, you got the Skylar, and there's maybe a couple of other cards that are okay. It's not a particularly deep set. So I think
it's not apples with apples. Definitely not.
Yeah, you got a strong friggin' set there. Pokebeard, I will be honored to have you on next month. I will be honored to have you on, my friend. Anytime. We chat a little bit over Insta. You've always been very helpful. So anytime you want to come on, I will make time for you. Just not in the middle of the day because I have a day job. But some evenings, I would love that. I would love it.
What kind of loser has a day job?
It's what I do, man. Didn't you have a PD day today? Is it PD day?
No, it was not.
It wasn't.
I was hard at work, man. Report cards were due this afternoon.
Were you teaching children today?
I was.
Okay, yeah. So in Ontario, it was a PD day. So
quadratic equations.
Yes, quadratic. It's like I have to take care of my children day, which I love to do. So yeah, especially when I'm trying to work. Lots of temper tantrums. So it was a fun one. You teachers got it so easy.
True story.
I'm so behind. I've gotten 20 of the 14-pack Crown boxes. Yeah. Oh, they're so good to open. Crown Zone is such a fun one to open. Come on, Rob, focus. I don't know what I was doing there. Sorry, I must have zoned out. Distro is holding booster boxes, and Pokemon learned about it, and they are planning to do booster boxes at Walmart online. Yeah, I have seen this. Yeah, I think they're going to do a bunch of it. I think that's it. It's going to be a bit of a problem. I think booster bundles are the play, though. I really do. I know we talked about it a little bit, but I like booster bundles a lot. This set is celebrating the terrestrial era, so Terrapegas, yeah, you're right. You know what? The logic is there. It's just, you just gave him not half set. You just gave him a small set or his own Japanese set. A Safari Zone. Yeah, a Safari Zone set.
That would be epic.
Oh, wow. The Tauros in there. Actually, I watched I watched the episode where Ash catches no, it's not when he catches all the Tauros. It's when, I don't know if you guys remember this. He goes back to visit Oak. I think it's before he goes to the Pokemon League for the first time. I can't remember. But he's admiring how many Pokeballs he has, and his Professor Oak is like, "Yeah, they're just mostly the Tauros that you caught from the Safari Zone." So I remember that. Yeah, quite funny. I would love it. Safari Zone.
You know the Paldean Tauros illustration rare though? I can't remember what set it's from.
Is it Paldea Evolved or?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
I think a Paldean Tauros or like multiple versions as special illustration rares would actually be total banger cards.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
I
fan.
could see that. I could see that. Safari Zone would be lit, man.
Tauros is the new Charizard, basically.
Be cool.
Tauros is the new Charizard with a crystal hat.
Yeah.
That would be
so
ever.
fun.
Yeah, booster boxes are coming to GameStop at cheaper price plus Walmart. Yes, I have actually. You know what? The GameStops where I am are always like, I think it's like $300 they had as a Black Friday deal for Obsidian Flames booster boxes, but I don't know what it is in the US. Hopefully, look, cheaper products is good for everybody, right? And GameStop needs a play for sure. Japanese year-end sets always reprints of playable cards, so players there have more access to them. Yes, this is true. So we might see some more of that stuff. Yeah, each pack has an EX card to make it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you are right, CJ. You are right. Do we know if the Team Rocket set is going to be a booster box? We don't know that, as far as I know. I don't think you guys have any info contrary to that. We don't know if it's going to be a half set or not.
I think because it's very close to the Hot Air Arena, the Gloria Team Rocket set in Japan. So I'm thinking just in my head how things have gone there, that you might get half of that set in Hot Air and half in Glory. Could be wrong, and that could make the one English set. That's what I'm thinking in my head, but yeah, we'll see. Time will tell.
That could change things a bit because we got March and April, right? Actually, oh yeah, so you got Owner's Pokemon, you've got the Hot Air Arena, and then you've got Team Rocket. So one of those logically should be either a half set or like an Obsidian Flame Stellar Crown, like a small set, right?
Yeah.
So okay,
I'm leaning more towards battle partners, but
yeah,
because the other ones are so close together, and that's what usually happens. Like with the Paradise Dragona and Supercharged Breaker, Super Electric Breaker, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Those two released kind of near each other and made up Surging Sparks. I think it's kind of the same scenario in my opinion, but yeah, we have to see closer to the set.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's a good shout. Little MAGA action from Crypto. What do we go? They are turning. Wow, Flip Fun is going off. This is like V for Vendetta over here. They are turning the table on Distro. It's going to be funny. Yeah, Distro have been playing games with people for a long time, though. I think so. I don't really care too much for what they got to do. Everyone's going to make their cut. It's a super ruthless business. Is this the case? Like people I talk to are like, it is very much dog eat dog. What's it like where you are, Charlie? Does it feel that way, or is everyone kind of friendly and happy? And
no, it's fighting for product.
Yeah.
It's, mayhem. What you see at Costco with everyone fighting over product. You probably don't see it as much here, but yeah, there are multiple people calling up, ringing around, driving around everywhere, trying to get stock before it hits the shelves. It's all going on. You just don't probably see like the majority of it, but yeah, like if you can go and buy, a product from Kmart or Big W, which is what we've got here, and flip on a secondary market for 2-3 extra money the next day. You best bet people are going to be fighting for this product, and that's what's occurring. And I can't see it getting any better. Unfortunately, it is shit to see, but that's just the climate we're in. It's just what people are. The emotions driven them to do that. People want to make money, and unfortunately, something you've got to deal with. I don't get enough product for me and my customers, but I don't want to have to add to that problem. But, I can see that why people, even businesses, are going to these stores and ordering online away from distro just to get more product, because there's good opportunity there. And that's what they do at the end of the day. So whether they get product from distro or, your local supermarket, I don't think it really matters. It's just getting a hold of what you can.
Colin mentioned to me he's killed 3 people now to just get product a bit sooner at a Costco too in Vancouver. It was on the news, but he got away with it. How many people have you physically attacked, or like what's the situation? Have you won a few more than you've lost? Like what's the score for you there? No,
we got
that was a dead joke.
That happens sometimes. 0% APR credit card by Prismatic profit. I'm up like 20% in 4 months. It's good. Sell it on, man. CJ's pointing out, yeah, this gimmick this year for Japanese year-end sets is the evolutions and all the SARs for these EX cards.
Can we actually go back to that last comment for a second? Because
one?
I actually just bought like a couple $1,000 worth on my 20% credit card. So I'm up $1,000, but I owe $2,000 in credit card debt. So,
but you pay it off straight away, right?
I'm just yanking.
Yeah. Hey, it's like if you switch it to, I don't know, you get a low interest rate card. I mean, I'm not a fan of keeping stuff on for investing purposes, but I guess if you're keeping up with the payments and you are ahead, it does cut into things a little bit. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of using debt for something like that. I'd rather use it for a different investment vehicle that I can take equity out of. But like you buy a house, you use the equity to buy another house, you use the equity like that. That makes more sense to me. The domino stops with Pokemon. You can't draw equity out of a booster box to buy something else as it appreciates, which is why I don't like it as the main investment vehicle. Anyway, the gimmick for this, wait, we already read that one. If you don't buy Prismatic already, Fetendies, I'll say you send me TBs. Crypto's got some Prismatic for sale. Go and hit him up. Shroud of Fable is a sleeper set. It's going to be a sleep for a very long time. I agree. There's one good card in there, I think. I think it's going to be a sleep for a very long time. The only product that I think could be decent is the Pokemon Center ETBs, but they are still in stock on PokemonCenter.com. When they go out, I think we'll see them tick up, but just because of the box, not because of the set. So it will definitely be a sleep for a long time. We are going to wrap up soon because, guys, I do need to get to sleep, but I want to get through some comments just here. I appreciate you guys joining me. Is there anything, Charlie, that you wanted to mention just about your channel, like where people can find you, kind of what you're all about, kind of what kind of content you're making?
Yeah, I can just go over that briefly. I just started my journey in content creation. You can find me Cardnomics 33 on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, just starting that sort of stuff as well. But yeah, basically my content, obviously I run the store. It's, I've seen the start and the growth and turn it into a 7-figure online trading card business. So I like to do stuff and talk about that. I've been investing for a long time in the space. So I put out, my opinion and the way I look at markets, which is a more holistic approach and looking at broader markets and how that can impact, our trading card market. So I like to try and do things a bit differently and look through a different lens in a sense. And hopefully I can articulate that well in videos. And I think I'm getting better at that as we go along. But yeah, I'm just out there giving it a go. I'm no expert or professional by any means, but yeah, just giving that a go like yourselves and hoping people resonate with what I do and follow along.
Yeah. Well, I really like you, man. We chatted quite a bit and, I wanted to have you on the show for a different perspective. It's always good to get outside of the market too, like not just focus on, I'm very much guilty of that. And Colin, I don't know if you are too, if you feel that way, but very much focusing on the US and Canada. Even my friends in the UK are like, oh, you never talk about England. It's like, sorry, but yeah, whereas Australia is such a big part of the community too. So I think that's important. The Beard says, a Surging Sparks is weak in the illustration rare department compared to Paradox and Evolve. Yeah, I mean, they got huge illustration rare categories, those sets, but it's still pretty strong. But yeah, I would agree. I think Paradox and Paldea kind of nail it for those two. Do people really think they have time to print more Surging? I have no idea. That's why I'm trying to get nailing Virginia, because I have no idea what their print capacity is, and that's the hidden thing here. I mean, when you invest in the stock, you know how many shares are out there. If you're actually looking at that stuff, like you know the volume, the trading volume. You have no idea with Pokemon how much is being open, how much is being printed. Like it's all speculation, and that's why I love it. But yeah,
I think her LinkedIn's going to blow up after this one, Rob.
What's that?
I said her LinkedIn's going to blow up after this.
Oh, Virginia! I hope it does. I'm going to. I'll get in there one day, my friend. I will get in there one day. Japan loves their gacha, but they also like to spread the gambling addiction as evenly as possible. Yes, they do. Win the lotteries, don't win the lotteries. I feel so bad for people when they don't win those lotteries. I see them on Reels and stuff on Instagram. Charizard 151 SAR price is too much for the amount of Charizard. Yeah, there is very little. Colin, how do you feel about that Charizard?
Don't talk crap about Charizard, man.
Oh, no. There is not a lot of Charizard on that one.
But I love the fact that it's the Charmander and then the Charmeleon and then the Charizard. That's what I like about the 3 cards.
That is, yeah, it is a pretty picture. It is a
I
pretty picture.
do adore the Paldean Fates Charizard, though. I think it's one of the better Charizards they've ever printed. I love it. Holding it in my hand, the way it shimmers is so good.
It is. I like the Paldean Fates one better. Shiny Terra Charizard. I got it, and I think that I've said this many times, but the best Charizard in 151 is the full art. It is not the SAR, in my opinion. The full art just looks so freaking badass.
That is a hot take, my man.
It is very hot. It's on fire. I love that card. I got a couple of those. I pulled them all.
I feel like the apple juice is really talking tonight.
It's coming out, man. Actually, you know what? I didn't have the biggest dinner, and I've actually drank a lot more than I thought I was going to drink. So that's just kind of what happened. It's all organic, guys. We do no editing on this. Market's on fire. It is more than slightly intoxicated. SDC, love you all. Hey, thanks, SDC. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. I love it. Got to pass out your yes. I'm capping this at a hard hour, guys. I really appreciate everybody who joined. I'm sorry if I didn't get to everyone's comments. I try and keep this at a tight hour because I want to make sure that I'm in bed by 11 o'clock so my wife is happy with me, and it's a happy wife and a happy life. I do, on the subject of that, though, I do see Poké-san in the comments, so I'm going to wave to Sun because she's awesome. The reason Pokemon might be partnering up with more big box retailers is to prevent distro from withholding products. Yeah, I think that's very, very true. I think it's very, very true.
I don't know if Pokemon cares. Do they?
I think they would rather, I mean, I've said this to you before, and again, it's all conjecture, but I think they'd much rather ship a truckload of pallets to one place than ship them all out all over the place. I think that's just
so. Yes, logistically they care, but do they care if a distribution makes more money than they like? I don't know why Pokemon would care that much. They're selling it like Pokemon's making their money. You know, straight numbers. Let's look at the numbers. Pokemon makes the same no matter who buys it.
I think they do care about the end consumers. Journey.
I do. Yeah.
I don't think they want to. If they're not gouging them, then I don't think they want anyone else to. That's my take on it. I think, but I like to believe that. Believe. Yeah.
That still doesn't make any sense because they're selling the product at MSRP on their website. So for the last 2 to 3 years, they have been gouging their customers.
Well, that's fine for them to do it. They just don't want anyone else to do it. That would be my logic as the business owner. But look, I can't speak for them. Once we get in Virginia's panties, we will know everything, my friends. That is where things will be left tonight. So
because it's 1:02, 2 minutes over time, and now the panty talk starts. This is not good.
We have 3. Colin, where can everyone find you? If they've never seen you before, who are you? Can you just let them know where to find your channel?
Colin at the Poké Office. So just search the Poké Office on YouTube and go to the pokeoffice.com for there's going to be some sealed product on there in the next week, 2 weeks. It's going to be up.
I'll have to buy from you too.
I love it. Congratulations. Colin, are you going to have me on your show next Friday? Is this what we're doing now? Or,
well, I feel like we'd be doing everyone a disservice to not have this chemistry. And Charlie, if Friday nights at 6:30 work for you, it could be a trifecta. I like the chemistry we've got going on.
It's good chat.
A little chemistry, a little sexual chemistry. All right. Okay, guys. Thanks so much for joining, everybody. Market's on fire. I'm Rob Burns, and you can find me at this channel where you're watching this stream. Till next time, take it easy.
See ya.
And we're going to end.